Welcome back to the channel. Today I have something new to show you from YMZFpv. Last year, this little drone right here took Micro Brushless Drone of the Year on my channel. It was my favorite drone, and today I'm going to show you the version 2 of it. It just came out this week, so I'm super excited to fly it for you. Let's go ahead out now. We're going to fly it on a couple different batteries. First I'm going to fly it on the smaller battery in the bunch. That's the 550 milliamp. And then I'm going to fly it on a 750. So let's take the Lighting 2 out for a small rip and dip session, and you can watch the entire flight test. I'll show you most of it there, and after that we'll take a look at it on the bench as always, and I'll give you some comparison to what we had before on the channel with the original Lighting 1. I think this one may be better for a little longer flight time, but still just as freestyle capable.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
So the Lighting 2 on the scale, let's go ahead and put it on there with a strap. It's weighing in at 43.1 grams. And if I put the 550 on there, 2S 550s weighing in at a total takeoff weight of 72.2 grams. And with my 750 on here, 750 is getting me 9 minutes of flight time, just cruising at 78.5 grams total takeoff weight. This is the box that you get. Inside is the drone, propellers, and some TPU prints for a 450 size battery. It doesn't really fit anything bigger than a 450, so it is kind of small. But here are the Gym Fan 2020 style props that just push on. There's no screws needed. And if we look on the website, it shows that this drone is $175. That does come with an ELRS 2.4 analog VTX on here with 250 milliwatt, so you can crank it up quite a bit. It does come with a dipole antenna, which did get me out there a couple hundred yards, a couple football fields, without having too much breakup. The ELRS 2.4 Walk Snail mini version is a 1S kit, which is pretty cool. You can fly it on 1 and 2S batteries, which is nice. Without Walk Snail, it's going to be around $165. Walk Snail 1S mini kit, boosting it up to $300 right there. So quite a bit more expensive. And they have a couple extras on here for batteries. A 3-pack of 550s, 2S 550s cost $36. 3-pack of, looks like 380s. This is the smaller one. This is a GNB smaller one. This one's probably going to get you like 4.5 minutes flight time. That's $30 for a 3-pack of those. But I'll put some links down below for the 750 milliamp batteries that I used for the longest flight time. So there it is, the Lighting 2 in all of its glory. Let's just go ahead and say it. I wanted to save this for last, but I want to go ahead and talk about how it flew, the flight characteristics of it. I would say it flies probably equally as good as the last one. I don't know that I see a huge performance increase. I do find myself wanting to do really stupid things with it and like try things that I normally wouldn't with a 5-inch. And to me, that's the whole point of like the micro brushless size. It's a good acro trainer. So if you're somebody who wants to train a little bit, you can lower the camera to start. And as you get better and you progress, you can raise up the camera to make it go faster and faster. But with it coming out of the box at the stock tilt, right about 25 degrees, it's really gonna rip on 2S. And I gotta say, the tune on here, it's about 90%. I think the last 10% probably had a little bit of wobble and some of the really hard maneuvers coming back around. There was just a little bit of waggle at the bottom end of a big loop. So as far as the rest of the big dives and things that I had with it, down the 75-foot trees that we were diving with it in this video, I didn't have any problems there. So flips, rolls, freestyle, on the hardest throttle out maneuvers, you might see some vibration in your goggles. So that's pretty hard to tune out when you have all this power on something so small. But it is a 92 millimeter wheelbase on here from front to back, as you can see, and it is a Squash X long body design. It's kind of that classic long body, but this time around they came back with some silver anodized aluminum with a kind of pointy end on the back, a little bit of camera protection up front. It does have it sticking out just a little bit, and there's a TPU mount right here for the dipole. You can see I moved my dipole out because it came tucked into this mount right here, and while that's pretty cool and streamlined and everything, it didn't work so great a couple hundred meters out. So I had to pull this out and stick it up even after my first flight, because I did notice there was some big problems with the VTX, and even running it on 25 milliwatt with this, I could still go quite a distance with it. Now the flight controller on here is an F411 12 amp AIO, and I guess my favorite part about it is the fact that for new guys, if you're brand new to this hobby, this is good for you because you have kind of a no solder type of setup here. If you break a motor, you can unplug it. They have little JST connectors right here. Unplug it. You can buy a new motor and just plug it back on and you're good. So these are the RCN Power 1003 series motors, and these are 10,000 kV. So they're pretty powerful on 2S. And again, like this 2S configuration on micro brushless is definitely my sweet spot. I love flying 2S under 100 grams. It's pretty epic to fly, and the power to weight ratio feels like 10 to 1. It's like through the roof. So they say you can fly it on a 1S battery as well. If you want to slow it down a little bit, say fly it indoors and just pull the camera down to level like that, you can fly this thing super slow. Put a 2S battery on there, and then you're going to be really ripping with it. So the 380 battery, this is the one they recommend for freestyle, and then they have a 550 for the longer flights. For me, I went around the 550. I think you could get 6 minutes out of this battery. I was able to get 9 minutes with a 2S 750 milliamp battery, and that's the one I'm going to recommend if you just want to get out there and just like fly FPV in your analog goggles and just cruise. Keeping it at a minimum throttle, kind of lowering that camera and just kind of exploring and finding gaps. That's a really fun thing to do with micro brushless. So probably one of my favorite things to do. It's super chill, and you're not going to break as much stuff. But as far as the durability goes, I did crash it on the concrete a couple times. I bent one of these props. You can see there's one bent right here. And if that happens to you, just bend it right back with your fingernails. Get it as flat as you can. And you can fly that same prop over again. So you won't have to buy new props a whole lot for these unless you really trash them. And I have seen guys trash them. Probably one of the other great things about it is that it does have this 250 milliwatt VTX on the very top right here. It's got a UFL connector on this side and coming out right here. And it's a separate part. It's not built into the AIO flight controller. So they do have flashed the current version of Betaflight on here. I did have to change out my configuration inside Betaflight in the radio tab because they had it set to, I believe it was RETA, and I had to change mine to AETR just in the receiver tab. So just check your channel maps before you go out and fly. And another thing, I don't know why, I just don't like the TPU printed style battery mounts. This will clip onto the bottom, but I have an old school diatone little mini strap on here, and these work great for a 2S battery. I don't know if these are in stock anywhere at this point because diatone just ceased to exist as a company. It seems like less and less companies are making FPV products for the hobby recently, and there's been a lot of privatization lately as well, which kind of sucks for our industry because of the way the world is right now. But there are still some micro quads coming out from the woodworks from all of our companies like Beta FPV and those guys. So I think they're going to be around for a while. We're not doing bad things with small little tiny drones. We're just having fun and enjoying the feeling of flying in the cockpit. And that's what FPV is all about, you know? But I had a good time with this one. Very easy to get set up. And again, I recommend this one. And we'll see how this one holds up this year. Will it make like quad of the year again this year for the micro brushless category? I don't know. It's pretty darn good. But this one's going to probably be in the runnings for the analog 2-inch micro brushless freestyle series for quad of the year. So we'll see if it makes it by December. My favorite of 2024. Let's see if it can do it again this year. But thanks again for watching this review, guys. I'm Justin Davis. This one was a fun one, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please do check out my link down below. It is an affiliate link because it does help support the channel and keep us going here. So yeah, you got to have affiliate links unless you sell your own frames, right? Please do subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.